Okay, hi everyone. I'm going to present you a quick overview of how our ISP cost us like the whole day of our R&D team. So, about myself a little bit. I'm 32 years old. I have a master's degree in neuroscience and information processing, and I'm one of the co-founders and chief data scientists at Coralogix. Coralogix is a machine learning powered scalable log analytics solutions, which means that we have all the log management tools that you're already used to, the indexing, querying, filtering, etc. But on top of that, we actually have Coralogix Analytics, which turns your data into patterns and flows. It gives you deep insights on your system. It automatically detects production problems. It can also find you what the changes in the behavior of a software between different code deployments. So you get all of these when you get Coralogix. Three options to interact with your data. One of them is the Coralogix dashboard, which is our proprietary dashboard with the machine learning capabilities. It's very simple, much simpler than Elastic's Kibana. But Kibana does give all the rich query language and flexible visualizations, which everyone is used to and loves so much, and it's a great add-on. And of course, if you're very technical and want all the aggregations that Elasticsearch provides, then it's also this way that you can get everything, all kinds of slicing and dicing on your data. So the product is good, and the customers are happy, and everything worked smoothly for months. Until one day we get a call from one of our customers who send around half a terabyte per day. And he says, listen, my heavier Kibana dashboards are not loading. And of course, he wasn't happy, and neither were we. So no one can be happy when seeing this kind of error, which we initially didn't know what to do with it. But we could replicate it in our offices, so we immediately began investigating. So let's begin with understanding how Kibana is implemented in Coralogix. We have our customer who is in the public domain, and he interacts with our Kibana through the standard port 5601. It gets taken by AngularJS component, and through localhost gets into the Node.js component, collectively known as Kibana. This information is transferred through the query mechanism to what Kibana thinks is Elasticsearch, but there it sits our proprietary proxy, which emulates Kibana, emulates Elasticsearch for Kibana. It confines customers to only have access to their data alone, and it parses queries in order to have various SLA restrictions. And it is then transferred into our Elasticsearch cluster. All these are sit in different Docker containers, and the whole process is working as expected. But what could have gone wrong then? So we tried doing everything investigating everything we could think of. Maybe some of the customer's dashboard queries were not properly defined, but everything was okay. Then we looked at the Elasticsearch data. Maybe there was some corruption, but everything was there okay again. And what about our Kibana proxy? This is like our sweet spot that we developed. Maybe it had some overloading for all the dashboard that he was loading. Well, not according to our monitoring. Or maybe it was certain queries that we had a bug, but none that we could think of. And then we sorted to Docker. Maybe it was a Docker container with different settings, or one of the Docker networking bugs that we experienced when using Swarm, the old Swarm that was managing our cluster. But everything seemed to work fine. So one odd finding we did find is that whenever we tried to replicate this using, when we are connected to our VPN, everything disappeared, all the problems disappeared, everything worked as expected. So it was already late at night. We decided to call it a day and just get very, very angry with all the situation. But connecting the dots, we returned home, and we found out that all the dashboards suddenly loaded when we tried to do this, each and every one of us from our homes. The thing is, the same ISP provider was serving our customer as in our offices, but not at our homes, which turned out to be our new suspect. So returning the next day, we tried to experiment with SSL vs no SSL, Kibana using its standard port vs the port 443, and tried to add the Kibana CNAME to Cloudflare. And the results were staggering. I only have one screenshot of this. We have deeper technical analysis in our office, but as you can see, what is reported through Chrome, 14 seconds of loading when trying to do this without Cloudflare, without SSL, and on the standard port, and only 2.5 seconds, and many less requests than on the other side of that comparison. Other things that we've noticed is that our requests were throttled, and some of the checksums of the packet sizes did not match the package size itself. So some kind of data loss was actually happening there.
Who's the ISP?
We made him change it.
The question was what was the ISP, and this will be discussed privately for a very large sum, maybe. So eventually we sorted out to having Kibana transfer all the data through Cloudflare and port 443 and SSL, and it sorted out everything, of course, aside from losing the whole day of the whole R&D team. And the conclusion is, trust no one. So if you have any further questions, you're welcome to turn to me directly. And if you want to use Coralogix, you have 1 month of free trial, and you can see all the details in our website.